Hi, welcome back. As I continue my series on how to get a job when you already have a job, I would like us to talk about one of the things that many people, especially women, tend to forget or neglect. Women are apparently, statistically, um, more prone to taking lower salaries and to applying for jobs which they are way overqualified for, whereas men tend to be a bit more aggressive when they're negotiating their salaries and tend to apply for jobs that they are not that qualified for. Now, those to me, I think they're myths. I think that most of this just depends on where you come from. Now, when part of the reason maybe why some people um, would take a lower salary is because they feel like they do not like they cannot get something better. So um, you have to actually know that you are bringing something to this company. You are adding value to the company. You're not, they are not doing you a favor, they're giving you a chance to help them improve. Without you, they would not be able to operate. Now, I know many people are like, oh, the market is tough, so many people have lost their jobs. But if the company actually values you, they will accept you for what you want. Now, if your salary is not unrealistic, because the first thing that you need to do is find out what the market rate is, and then depending on whether you want to never undersell yourself under the market rate, but you need to also look at now this is the market rate. However, I have this extra value because when you're coming in, you are not coming. First of all, one someone once told me that when you're negotiating your salary, don't make it emotional, make it factual. When you come in and start telling them, "Oh, I'm a mother of three, I have my family depending on me, or I'm a married man and my wife doesn't work," and how is that their problem? No, seriously, how is that their problem? I'm all for HR caring for staff welfare, but your situation is your situation. Everybody has their situation. Are people going to be paid according to their situation or according to what they actually bring? So come in with your facts. I know that you are looking for a receptionist and you needed somebody who speaks fluent English and Swahili. However, you're a five-star hotel. I also speak French. I have done this. I have worked in better places. I can actually add more value. So I am requesting this number of thousands extra on my salary. Come with facts, come with your experience, come armed with it. I mean, if you don't have anything extra other than what they were putting on the job description, then find out the market rate and ask the market rate, because people always go like, what do you answer when they ask you what your salary expectations are? That is what is called research. That is what you're supposed to be finding out before you go for the interview. And once you go for the interview, you know exactly what you want to take. Now, this is easier said when you already have a job and you're looking for another job. When you do not have a job, some people go like, you know what, I'd rather have that than anything. But what I keep telling people is when you accept a job which has a lower salary than what you wanted, as much as it's a stepping stone, maybe you're thinking, okay, this is just to get myself in, and then I'll work things out after that. What you need to realize is, if I was in that position, what I learned the hard way is when you get in knowing that at least in the foreseeable future, that is exactly what you're going to be earning. I once took a job which was part time because I really needed to work for this company. I had always, it was on my bucket list. I had always wanted to. However, I took it part time and the salary was really low. My reasoning was it's a way in. And what I did not anticipate is how long it was going to take me for me to work my way in there, like really, really work the system for me to be able to get that extra. And yeah, it actually did take longer than I anticipated. And in the meantime, I started being a bit resentful. And it wasn't the fault of the company. It was my fault. I'm the one who decided that I wanted to do this. Now, if you want a job just for the experience, the pay is a bonus or stuff. Because let's just face facts. There are some companies who, when they are on your CV, it opens doors. For example, if you are I'll use hospitality because that was where I started. But okay, so if you're working in a hotel that has the name recognition, the brand recognition, and this is your first job, you know very well that it's going to open doors for maybe what you plan on doing in the future. So sometimes it's a matter of deciding. I've seen people who actually took a pay cut to go work for a recognized name brand from some private small company or hotel because they had a journey and they knew where they wanted to go and they could afford it. That's the other thing. Can you afford it? Because there's nothing as bad as you have made this financial decision and then you and your family start suffering because of it. It might be a short-term thing. It might be, okay, I'm going to do this for 1 year or 2 years and then we can move on. But what you need to ask yourself is, do I have enough funds to survive those 2 years while I am making this decision? The same way you think before you decide to take a sabbatical and go do your PhD, the same way you have that thought process is the same way you should have a thought process when you're thinking of taking a job that will pay you less for a while. Anyway, so just always negotiate your salary. Do not be unrealistic. Some people are very unrealistic. You're straight out of uni, have zero work experience, and then you want this head management position. Most positions in most places, they are like three levels. So you get the starting level, then you get the mid level for the same position, and then the high level. Now, this depends maybe on your experience or on anything else you're adding. Now, you can't go to a company when you have zero experience and say, well, the other supervisor is being paid this. Well, yeah, that other supervisor has been working there for 20 years. When you've been working for 20 years, you do not want to hear that some person who has just come in is making the same money as you. It kind of shows that you're not valued. People get pay rises in normal companies. People get pay rises depend annually or stuff like that. Maybe they've taken extra training, maybe they've done all this stuff. So there are things that build up to that salary. So you also need to be realistic about what exactly you're asking for. And yeah, so I feel like that is the one thing that many people do not think about, especially when you're feeling like you are on the disadvantaged demographic. So you're a woman, or if you're if you're living in Europe or in the US and you're feeling like you're a minority, and sometimes you feel like you're being done a favor. When you get that mentality out of your head and realize that, listen, my degree is just as valuable as the other person's degree, and I don't have to settle for less. And people will respect you for that. Now, the other thing is, once you have done that negotiation, your boss actually does expect you to deliver, because one thing that sticks with people is, wow, she really must be worth it if she is sticking to this. So make sure you prove them right, but I know you will. Okay, then see you tomorrow for the next installment.